Boy, nice little working that ball right to the flag. Be the right club. Ah!
Cedric, your statistics report really indicated that your driving game is managed properly enough to score well, in that the best opportunity to improve your score is to improve your ball striking with your irons. And even though there are similar swing components in both your driver swing and iron swing, you are able to more effectively manage your performance with your driving and get really good results. You're getting good distance, good accuracy, even though with your driver swing you're doing the same types of movements with your iron swing. But with your iron swing, those movements are not as optimal for you and do not produce the same good results. And so I'm not necessarily advocating that you make swing changes to improve your driving, because I think your driving performance, in terms of what the ball is doing, the ball is behaving in a way that is optimal. But too often you do not strike your irons as solid, and the ball's performance is not as good with your irons as your ball performance is with your driver. So I'm not about swing changes, I'm about ball flight changes. And so I'm looking at things that you could do to improve your ball flight with your irons. And I would not change this, what we're going to talk about. I wouldn't change it if you were hitting the ball better. So I'm only talking about these fundamentals because I do think if you really wanted to go to that next level in scoring and reduce your handicap by 5 or 6 strokes, it would require a swing change with your irons. And so let's look at that a little bit. Um, Here I'm comparing you to Tiger and look at some of the fundamentals of his swing. And this is right before you make contact. And both of y'all are in similar positions. Your left arm is somewhat extended. You are getting ready to strike the ball. You do have you're pressing your weight into your left side, so that's good. As Tiger comes through and hits the ball right at that moment, you can see how his arms are very extended, elbows are close together. As you come through, you can see that your arms are starting, your elbows are starting to separate right there. You can see your left arm, uh, that left elbow is starting to swing behind your back. It's not staying on top of your chest. As Tiger comes through, he still has his left arms extended, his left arm extended, both arms extended. His chest is, you can always follow the angle. Here's his spine. He has rotated his core. He's not just throwing his hands past his eyes and past his chest. He's swinging his chest to the target, not just his hands to the target. And so when he gets to here, that's the ninth position. And his right arm is very extended, stretching to the target. As you get through, when your forearm is parallel to the ground, your upper arm is bent. So you are not getting that same extension and we can't even see your left arm. You've already swung it well past your back. It's sliding around behind you. You swing dramatically to the left with your hands instead of out to the target. So that would be the things that I would recommend that you work on. It would not be an easy task, but you would see good results. When I saw you last spring, you were hitting your 8-iron just barely over 100 yards, and we made some small changes then that allowed you to hit the ball much further. And you reverted back a little bit to your old swing, and so it's not locked in yet, some of those new movements. But that would be the area that I would work on. But again, your overall game is very solid. So in terms of your full swing, I would try to just focus on one thing, and that is your extension through impact. That's the main thing you need. One of the places I would start in reshaping your swing is how you look when you finish the swing. And when Tiger finishes, look how high his hands are above his head. And when you finish, your hands are probably about right there. So you're not swinging up. You're not swinging out and up. And so one of the things that I would work on is getting a proper finishing position with your hands and arms. Now, as Tiger continues, he will fold both elbows. And he doesn't maintain that extended arms all the way through the swing. Through impact, he's fully extended. He stretches out to the target, but as he then continues on around his body, his arms will naturally fold, and he'll finish with that shoulder right up in his chin. If you could almost focus and memorize that pose and see if you can you stand in your living room and pose yourself to look like Tiger in that position. That posing position that Tiger's in is not unique to Tiger. Almost every pro on tour has that look, some very similar look to that. And he's on the tip of his toe, his back foot, because he has all of his weight on his front foot. If you did nothing right now but simply practice the feeling of being in that pose position. So instead of first learning how to move like Tiger, see if you can't just stand still like Tiger and pose in that position, and become familiar and comfortable with that. And then do some small movements and swing to that pose. Once you master that pose, learn how to move to that pose. And that's the way I would incrementally reshape your swing, because you can't get to that pose unless you did things properly on the way to it. So first learn the destination of where you want to end up, and then the roadmap of how to get there will start to shape itself.